Hello, Steve Mills here, and welcome to another podcast. It's great to be back with you, sharing my experience, my ideas, and ways in which I know small businesses can grow. So today I want to really talk to you about a very important thing, and that is, I hear almost without fail, every business owner that I ever meet wants to grow. They want to do better. They want to improve their business. That's why we go into business, to improve. It's better than having a job. Somebody told me a little while ago that job stands for just over broke. And, that's often true, I think. But the truth is that so can being a business owner, especially a small business owner. It stands for just over broke too. And sometimes it's actually stands for broke. And, that for me is a real sad thing. And it's why I got into business, actually. When I remember hearing that over 80% of small businesses go bust within 5 years. And I thought, blimey heck, that's all these people, thousands, millions of people putting their homes, their lives, their families, I suppose at risk to some extent in order to pursue that dream, that hope, that aim of one day being successful. And so, they start off in business and they got great expectations and, everything's going to be great. It's going to be really easy. They'll stick a few adverts in a few magazines and do a bit of marketing, turn up at a few networking events and, loads of people are going to buy. In reality, that's very, very different, as we all know. Business is tough. It's not easy. Most business owners that I meet and speak to are not doing anywhere near where they want to. And the truth of the matter is they're not doing anywhere near where they could. They're not focusing. They're spending too much time operationally in the business doing the work. That's the truth. And, if you do that, then what you've got is a job. You've got a just over broke. You've got a job. The landscape gardener, spends his time doing landscape gardening and not running a business that does landscape gardening. The accountant spends all their time doing the bookkeeping and the accounts for their clients, not running an accountancy business. And, that is probably, arguably, one of the biggest problems with small businesses, not only in this country, but all over the world. So the key, or one of the keys, I believe, is this. Everyone I meet wants to do better. But to do better, you've got to get better. You've got to become better. And, I speak to people. Let me give you an example. I go and speak at a chamber of commerce or a big conference sometimes. I've spoken in front of 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people, on a big stage and everything. It's all great and I love doing that. But the truth of the matter is, when I ask them, some really searching questions, it just almost shocks me, actually, at the results that I hear. Let me give you an example. So I'm in front of 150 people, and they're all business owners. And I say to them, can I just have a show of hands? Who's solely or mainly responsible for increasing sales in your business? Who's the main person with a main responsibility for doing that? And, typically I'll get, let's say, often it's actually 150 hands. It's 100% of the people in the room. But let's say it's only, 90% of the people in the room. 90% of the people in the room are the main person responsible for sales in that business. I'll say, okay, so let me just have a show of hands. Who's done any sales training in the last year? Now, typically, I might get two out of 150 people. And I'll say, okay, who's done any sales training in the last 5 years? And typically, that may increase to maybe 15. Most people are allowing. Let me ask you another question. Would you employ somebody to be your head of sales, your director of sales, your sales manager, or even just a salesperson, when you ask them a question in the interview that goes, tell me, what sales training have you done in the last 5 years? And they said, well, I haven't done any. Would you really employ that person? I know I wouldn't. And yet business owners are doing that all the time. They're employing that person, which is often themselves. So if you're going to do better, you've got to become better. That's the message of this podcast. What have you got to become better at? I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know where you are right now, but it might be things like the way you manage yourself, the way you manage your team. It could be leadership. Maybe you need to become better at marketing. Maybe you need to become better at customer care. Maybe you need to be better at managing the financial side of your business. That can really kick you in the teeth. You spend a lot of time, money and effort growing your business and you don't keep your eye on the financial side. That's going to hurt. So whatever it is for you, maybe step one is to go and actually define, what do you need to become better at? If you want to do better, if you want to increase your business, increase your profit, become more successful, maybe it's about, being a better father or mother or brother or sister, or being a better athlete, becoming better at tennis. If you want to become better at tennis, you got to do better. You got to learn more. You got to become fitter and healthier. You got and improve your technique, your serve, your backhand, your forehand. All these key performance indicators, these key things in your business. If you're serious about growing your business, you're not just paying lip service to it. If you're willing to take action, then the first action you need to take is to do better and to decide what you need to do better at. What are the big things? Becoming better at selling, I think, is probably something each and every person in the world should do. And whether that's becoming, even if you're not a salesperson, we all have to sell. If you've got a job, you manage to sell somebody on the idea of employing you in order to get that job. So, whatever it is, whatever you do, think about, improving yourself and becoming better than you've ever been before. So that's the message of the podcast. I like to keep these podcasts fairly short, so I'm not going to keep you for hours and hours listening to me, but, I really do hope you value these messages with the intent that they're given to you, and that is really to help you to produce this fantastic business that I know deep down you deserve. If you need any help from me, you know where to go. Phone me on 01256 242 272 or get in touch